Hey Sunrise, it's Andrew here with this week's small group questions as we dive into Romans 15 verses 22 to 33 as we look at the end of chapter 15, the final part of Paul's call here in his reflecting on his missionary heart. And so as we look at this text, first thing that comes to mind is, what is Paul asking the Roman church to do in regards to his ambition to reach the lost? What is it that he asked them to do? And why is that important? And what does that teach us about missions and the role that every believer plays in it? Okay, so that's the first thing. It's the first question. And so by proxy through that, what are some of the eternal blessings that Paul is ultimately asking these believers to invest in? What is he asking them to partake in? Why is it so beneficial for them to be involved in Paul's missionary endeavors? Okay, and so as we move through the text, a couple other things that come up as we look at this section of Romans 15. One is the needs of the saints in Jerusalem. What is the significance of Paul's desire for the Gentile believers to support the poor in Jerusalem? What does it show the Jerusalem church? What does it show the Gentile church? And by proxy, what's the significance of Paul needing to bring it? We have this image of Paul having to take it there. That's his responsibility. What does that show us about the importance of the local church partnering in the global church? How these things go together. And so what does this ultimately teach us about the unity of the faith around the world? What does it teach us about the truth of Christ's bride in full? These are just a couple things as we come to the end of Romans, as we really begin to unpack some of these things. So even tying it into last week, a couple questions that we can get tomorrow. What is our role in missions? What is your role in missions? What is your role in financially supporting the church locally, globally, so far to the ends of the earth? How do we live out the faith well in doing those things? What is our responsibility to one another, to the global church? Just some of those things begin to come to mind as we work through the end of our text here in Romans. So it's a little shorter video. So we dive into this. Hopefully you'll also spend some time continuing in prayer for the missions endeavors going on around the world, especially as we've been focusing last week on our missions moment. I continue to dive into some of those things this week. Hope you'll enjoy this section of Romans. Next week we move into 16. We begin to bring our time to a close. Again, hope to see you on Sunday to worship with you as we dive into this text during our Sunday morning worship and throughout our small groups as we continue to work through these truths day by day. Can't wait to see you guys.